Good morning, one and all. Welcome to what is a rare, rather pleasant sunny morning in Norwich. Off to Sheffield today, just 4 days, of course, after our last away trip to Tottenham Hotspur, which was, as away games go, pretty decent. I'm just waiting for Pad, Dave and Tony to pick me up from that lay-by there. But it's an interesting one for Norwich today because, of course, if we cast our mind back to before Tottenham, a while before Norwich were in the quarter-final of the FA Cup, it was a win against Leicester City, and a very good win as well. And okay, yes, it was at the FA Cup, and they drew in 120 minutes, but they did win the tie. And it's amazing what that can do for a side who were seemingly a little bit bereft of confidence. And if they can harness that and take in a bit of enthusiasm, a little bit of momentum as well, which is a key word, then this could be an interesting tie. Of course, how weary are those legs going to be after that tie on Wednesday night? Who knows? I mean, we didn't get back until I think I stumbled into bed about 20 to 4 on Thursday morning, and we overtook the Norwich City team bus on the way back. So hopefully they got back a little bit sooner than us. But yes, Bramall Lane today. Of course, you'll be aware of the rivalry these two clubs have after the 2017 debacle. Yannick Vilska scored a winner for Norwich City, but remembered more for the coach driver incident. Now, Sheffield United have put a statement on their website urging Norwich City supporters and associates to make sure they're prompt today because of the open day at Sheffield University, which is good timing, comically. Daniel Farke wasn't at the press conference yesterday. Actually, I had yesterday off. I was catching up on some sleep after Thursday and Wednesday. But he said it wasn't love at first sight with Chris Wilder, which I thought was a fantastic line and summed it up very eloquently, actually. It's going to be interesting to see how that love affair continues, whether Norwich City continue momentum. But first stop is going to be the Hungry Farmer on the A1, which is, I think it's the A1, I'm not too good with roads, but it's a lovely establishment where we are hoping to get some breakfast. So, see you there.
Yeah, and they're coming here. Eddie Howe was talking about, or even asked whether this was a free hit. I mean, can it ever be a free hit for a team like that?
What, that free hit that Watford had last week?
Exactly.
You remember that?
Good afternoon, welcome to Bramall Lane. You may be able to know there's no coat. I think that's the first time this season I've managed to pull that. I was relatively mild here actually in Yorkshire, and I'll spin round and so you can see our setting before we digress into the team news. A few Norwich City coaches out there planning the warm-up, but there is Bramall Lane looking fairly resplendent, and the Norwich fans occupying that lower tier of that stand there, the one that says Blades on it. Of course, that's the main stand, dugouts down there as well. So there is the surroundings, and we are with you because the team news is set to drop in about a minute or so. Of course, Norwich City progressed to the quarter-final of the FA Cup. I'm sure no one's bored of hearing that just yet. They'll face Manchester United, but they did beat Tottenham on penalties on Wednesday evening. Tim Krul, the hero. We've seen a video of the players arriving. Doesn't look like there's going to be too many changes. We should have the team for you shortly.
We've got it, mate. Unchanged 11 from Leicester.
There we go. So Pad's alongside me. Pad, unchanged team
From the Leicester game, yeah. So that's Duda back in and Pookie back in, McLean and Alex T, the holding midfielders, and the back four and Krul the same as midweek. One of the lines, Zimmerman, replaces Tribal on the bench.
Yeah, I'll read you that team in full. So it's Tim Krul in goal, Max Aaron's right back, Grant Hanley captain. He partners Ben Godfrey in central defence, Jamal Lewis at left back, Tetty and McLean, the double pivot in midfield for Norwich, with Buendia, Duda and Cantwell behind Timu Pukki. And that means the subs are Michael McGovern, Christoph Zimmerman, Lucas Rupp, Mario Vrancic, Marco Stiepermann, Josip Drmic, who of course scored the equaliser at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Wednesday, and Adam Eder. Yes, Dan, the coaches were on time, I can believe. I've seen Daniel Farker down on the touchline, so definitely no debate about the coaches today, and hopefully we won't be discussing that come the final whistle. This is the Sheffield United team for you then. I'll just run through it now. They've got Dean Henderson in goal, a back three of Basham, Egan and O'Connell. Baldock and Stevens are the two wing backs. A midfield three of Norwood, Fleck and Lundstrom, with Ollie McBurney and Billy Sharp up front. Their subs are Jagielka, McGoldrick, Muse Osborne, Retsos, Sanderberg, their record signing, and Verips as well. Paddy, unchanged 11, is that what you would have gone for, considering what we saw in the FA Cup on Wednesday?
Yes, definitely. Certainly in the midfield area, central midfield, I think it was pretty evident that Tete and McLean, without doubt, the two for Norwich for the foreseeable future. As we just see Chris Wilder above us on the TV screens. And as a result, no Rupp, no Vrancic, Tommy Tribal not even in the 18. We must assume that there's no injury there. Daniel didn't flag anything up with that man, so he's literally just dropped out of the 18, and I think that's a reflection of those three in particular. They didn't really grasp the nettle, but as Daniel tried to explain at Colney yesterday, you know, if Norwich are in control of games and they're on the front foot and they've got a lot of possession, those three lads, they can look like they can operate at this level. But obviously you're playing in the Premier League against Premier League quality players. More often than not, it's about Norwich without the ball and what they can do, and I think in that equation, undoubtedly for me, McLean and Tatty have now proven over a long period since Christmas, really. Okay, the odd exception, Manchester United springs to mind, albeit that was Vrancic that day and Tete, which probably proves the point, and Wolves recently, but none of them covered themselves in glory that day by their own admission. I think they're the exceptions. What we've seen over the piece is that those two are the better bet in terms of protecting the back four and giving a solidity for the four in front of them, which is obviously, again today, Pookie up top. Should be nice and refreshed after his midweek watching brief on the bench at Tottenham, and then behind him, Buendia, Duda, Cantwell. Buendia, yeah, there was a little bit of a debate that Daniel wanted to sort of put out there that he came off with cramp against Tottenham midweek and 2 games in quick succession after 3 or 4 weeks in Daniel's mind where he hadn't really played, certainly from the start. So there was a debate. Daniel wanted to sort of weigh up overnight, I think, whether he could go again for a 3rd game in 6 days. Clearly he's decided he can, and where Norwich are in terms of what they're trying to do in this league now, they need to score goals, they need to win games, and I'm personally quite happy Emi's in there. But we need the Emi Buendia who is dynamic and careful in terms of his ball control, and also willing to put a shift in without the ball. And to be fair, we've got the same 11 here who performed against Leicester last Friday night. If Buendia's the Buendia of Leicester, no qualms at all about him being in the 11, and that applies to the whole starting 11. If they can pick up where they left off at Leicester, then I think there's something here from today.
Yeah.
Evening all, Dave Freezer here alongside Connor, and we're just heading on our way out of Bramall Lane, so we thought we'd just have a quick catch up with you guys on the app. Plenty more to get your teeth into at on the Pinken YouTube channel and at pinken.com, of course. But a 1-0 defeat here to Sheffield United. This place was rocking at the end, wasn't it? They're on to something quite special, and I think they deserve praise because they outfought Norwich today, I think, in a lot of elements of the game, didn't they?
Yeah, it was 2 teams with tired legs, I thought, wasn't it? And Sheffield United produced a moment of quality where Norwich couldn't, and you can point towards the Billy Sharp goal, and equally Dean Henderson's, what was it, triple save in the end, which was sensational.
Quadruple, who knows?
Even though it probably would have been disallowed. But yeah, two sets of tired legs out there, but they produced the quality, and it's not hard, I suppose, when you've got this support and this stadium behind you, because yeah, as you say, it's absolutely rocking. And they're certainly a club on the up, and it feels like almost two clubs going in two different directions, doesn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, sadly. I mean, we know what Chris Wilder's about. We know how determined his teams are, how disciplined they are, their system works. The big thing for me, sort of tactically, is it's sort of similar to what we saw at Wolves, isn't it? In that a team that plays three at the back, they're just not really dealing with that. And the one, I mean, there's no point sort of wallowing in things at this point of the season. Yeah, they're probably going down. We all know that, don't we? It's the Championship is likely. What did I say on the pod on Monday? 90% chance that they're heading back to Championship. So there's no point wallowing in it. It was only a 1-0 win, and they came pretty close through Dermich and Godfrey to getting a point here. So. But in terms of moving forward, it's good to see that Daniel reacted, didn't he? Brought on Dermich at half-time and they went more attacking. Yeah,
and I think, to be fair, the diamond formation that they went to and that they changed it to actually caused Sheffield United a lot more problems. And certainly with that front two, they did occupy the free centre-backs a little bit, and it did reduce them operating down these spaces down the side, which they overloaded far too easily in the first half. So yeah, it was improved, and I think we all sort of raised an eyebrow a little bit when we thought that they were sort of conceding wide players for central midfielders, but it did work and it was effective, and it very nearly got them back into the game. But ultimately, it's kind of a similar story in the sense they have lots of possession. They look pretty decent between the boxes, but when push comes to shove and it comes to being ruthless, they just don't possess that attribute, and Sheffield United do, and that's why they are where they are, because they keep themselves in games and they have enough quality in the final third to win them. Equally, with the defensive security they have, it makes for a good balance, and I think all over the pitch they're perhaps a little bit stronger than Norwich are at the moment. But yeah, Norwich much better in the second half compared to what we saw in the first half, and I think you have to credit Daniel for that, because he was proactive, and he's had a lot of criticism for perhaps not being proactive this season, but he certainly was. Changed the shape, changed the personnel as well, and I think mostly the changes he made were positive and had an impact. It was just about the final product, and they didn't quite have that, unfortunately.
I apologise, because I did a bit of a dramatic zoom on you there. It was like a bit like something out of a Bourne film.
There we go.
But before we go, let me just give you a quick tour around. Hopefully the light holds up. That was the press box up there, which is great. They've redone that with the Premier League money, so that's good to see. And hopefully, if I can balance that, there we go. There is Bramall Lane, all looking nice and quiet now at the end of a very busy day. But as I say, it was rocking at the end, and they are onto a great thing. They are 2 points as things stand, 2 points off fourth place, so fair play to them. They can enjoy the season. That was the season that we all maybe secretly hoped Norwich could have if it wasn't for all that defensive injury crisis. Let's not go there. You can read my column this morning if you want to go back over that stuff, but we'll leave it there. We'll keep it short and sweet for you guys on the app. We'll of course keep covering everything through to the final whistle of this season, whatever happens, if that's relegation or something special. And of course we've got the FA Cup quarter-final to look forward to at home as well against Manchester United, so all is not lost. Let's not wallow too much. We're going to head home. We've got about a 20-minute walk to our car, because it was Sheffield University's open day or something today, and we were warned that the city centre would be absolutely swarmed, so we had to park a little bit away. So let's go find the car, shall we?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Thanks guys.